Hey everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. As always, my name is Jay. And today we're going to just paint together, so grab a brush, grab some paints, grab some models, put some models together. It's going to be fun. Let's keep going, shall we? So, just a little update on how it's going. So today's Thursday, but this is probably going to be posted on Friday. I'm about halfway through my painting challenge, and I've done a bit. I don't know if I'm going to make my 1,000 points, but I'm going to try my best, obviously. I've done about 40-something boys. This squad, I just had to base them. There's a guy who's right here. After that, it's at 43 after that. So 43 boys already, which is like 300 points, depending on the quantity. Actually, 44. So yeah, it's about just under 300 points so far. But that's the thing about orcs, is just 1,000 points of orcs is a lot of orcs. So that's cool. Today I'm taking a break from the boys, and I'm going to be painting some grots and some knobs. So I've been building the guys from the Stormclaw box set. So while I'm talking, I'm just going to angle down. Brought to you by Coke. Sorry, it's going to take me a second just to get the angles correct. There's good. That's good. 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 So let's continue. So I'm just going to figure out the angles. As I said, it just takes me a minute to reset the lighting and my camera. So far, I'll show you guys. So far, I have these knobs. I built these knobs from this one will probably be used just to show you why this one grot isn't base coated greens. It's probably going to be used for how to paint grot skin miniature painting 101. And I have some knobs that I've already been airbrushing a little bit, just the blues and the browns in. And I'll be cleaning up later with all the skin tones. And it's cool. Like, I always forget, I always forget how awesome the other kits are for orcs. I'm used to painting all the boys, and the boys are cool too. Like, the boys look great, but there's so much character in the knobs kit. I love the knobs kit. It has so much character, as I said. Like, each guy you can make, like, this guy looks really menacing. He's threatening right there. They all look really cool. They have some great faces, great add-ons. And the same applies for the Grot kit. They're cute little dudes. They're so cool, and they have a little carrot. They each have a lot of, they look spunky. So it's really cool, and I love this. Like, these are the guys from the Stormclaw box set. I'm going to be picking up some more grots. I think grots are going to be. I'm going to try out some more grots in my lists because they're very cheap HQ choice. So I'm going to try some fun lists with just like min grots and have some fun with other lists, and try a bunch of things. Maybe Green Tide in the future as well. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have a good time with these guys. Because, yeah, that's the spirit of this. So, let me just zoom in on this guy. We'll keep painting. I'll paint some grots first, because grots are fun. They're just little... I don't get to paint grots very often. So, I'm excited. I get to paint some grots. Yeah. So I hope you all had if you're Canadian, had a good Thanksgiving. If you're not Canadian, if you're American, your Thanksgiving is coming up in about a month and a week. So you'll have your Thanksgiving then. I'm just putting some blue in my palette. And yeah, I might as well tell you about my week. It's been an interesting week, to say the least. It hasn't been the best week, to be honest. But I'm remaining positive. Things are turning up again, I always just try to find the positive spin on things, because otherwise you get really sad. So now I'm just going to paint a little bit of blue on each guy, because blue is going to be I'm going to try to keep the same color scheme on these guys. So on the leg bands, I'm going to paint blue. Yeah, so I might as well tell you about my week. So, what was last video was last Thursday. There's a bee. So I'm going to pause it because I'm allergic to bees. And there's a bee swimming around my camera. Alright, so the bee has been dealt with. Good. I had to get it out of here because allergic to bee stings. Random fact about Jay. Allergic to bee stings. Rubik is making a lot of noise. Get the ball. There we go. Speaking of Rubik, Rubik has been causing some mischief. What else? So it's Thursday night, after finishing rendering this last week's video for the Painting with Jay. Rubik, was it Thursday? Oh, maybe it was Friday. Sorry, it was Friday morning. Friday morning, the mailman came, and Rubik really doesn't like the mailman because he's a dog. So when the mailman rang the door, Rubik jumped up and tried to go for the door, but in between him and I guess the door frame, to leave the room, was my laptop. And his head, and Rubik's okay, obviously, he's a hard head. Rubik head-butted my laptop dead on and smashed the screen. Like, the screen is toast. And that sucked. I'll show I'm going to show the screen on tomorrow's Q&J. I'm back with Q&Js. By the way, sorry people about the lack of Q&Js. This is actually getting to why there was no Q&J last week. The previous week was just because I was busy making the codex reviews for the Dark Eldar codex. So Rubik's head went right through, like it smashed it. The inside of the screen is toast. Like completely toast. It is not going to survive. I'll show it. As I said, I'll show it tomorrow in the Q&J. And that really sucked because my laptop is actually what I do the rendering on for all the long one-part videos. Anything that's not as creative, like I use my other computer for when I'm doing the miniature painting 101s, the tutorials, the battle reports. But anything that's just like one solid long take, like Q&Js or the Q&Js or my Painting with J's, those kind of videos, I use my laptop because I use what do I use on that one? I use Vegas. And it's just much easier to use for those size of files, and it renders them much quicker. And that way, because if I tried to render that kind of size of a file on my desktop with decent quality, it would take like 6 hours, 7 hours of rendering. And for those who don't know, I use Adobe Premiere Pro on my desktop, and Adobe Premiere Pro you can only have one window open, and when it's rendering, you really can't do much else on your computer. It takes up a lot of the computer's CPU. So maybe I should make his goggles blue as well. Yeah, let's do that. So his goggles are going to be blue as well. But so that sucked. Like the screen was toast, just utterly toast. And the problem was it was off when he did it. So I turned on the computer, and of course I realized that the screen was just, gone. And the problem was, obviously, I couldn't do anything because the screen's toast. And so there went my rendering computer for the bigger things. And then I was under the impression that we threw out my old monitor when we moved here to Peterborough. So I really didn't have anything to connect it to. So I tried to connect it to my monitor that I use for my desktop. It wouldn't connect. I don't know why. I just couldn't, I tried hitting, PC sign and P and everything. It wouldn't connect. It just wouldn't do it. So I was like, oh, crap. It really sucks. Because now I've lost my rendering computer, and also it's not that old of a laptop. It's only probably a year and a half old, 2 years. So it wasn't toast by any means. It wasn't the best top of the line computer. So I'm not, and it's Rubik. I can't be mad that a dog is a dog. It's his hatred of the mailman that caused this in the first place. So,
But I wasn't too mad at Rubik. I was just mad at the circumstances. And then, there he goes. He looks pretty cool. So, yeah. What was I saying? So that sucked. But then I was cleaning out something in the garage, and I found my old monitor. I thought I could have sworn we threw it out. My wife could have sworn we threw it out, but we didn't. Evidently, we kept it. So I connected it, and lo and behold, it didn't work. It didn't connect at either. Sorry, I think So it didn't connect either. But let me just make sure. Yeah, he's focused in. But I was eventually, just by mashing buttons, able to eventually get it to connect, and that's awesome. So it took me a couple days, and that's one of the reasons why I just didn't do a Q&J last week, was because I didn't have the rendering time to do it. I needed it for other things for my computer. So, and then eventually I got it working on like Sunday. I think Sunday was the day that I got it working. So here's little boots, or little sandals, I guess. And so that's, so that's not the worst situation. So the screen is toast. So I can't take it anywhere, but I can still use the computer, and I can still render. So, at least there's an upside. Definitely an upside. I can, it's not toast by any means, it's just the screen's toast. I looked at how much it would cost to fix it. Let me make sure that this is in focus. That's better. So, but it's not worth it right now. I just don't have the money. So, we will let that go for a while. Maybe I'll do his hat too. I think it's, let me just see here quickly. Yeah, the hat's on there. So that wasn't very good. And then, Sunday, then Monday. Sorry, I got a call Sunday saying that one of my coworkers could not work a bunch of days. They didn't tell me why, but I already knew. It was just because one of my coworkers is dealing with some mental health issues, and that's really unfortunate because they are dangerous. And if you have mental health issues, seek help. Especially, every now and then there's a celebrity or someone who you think is like happy, like Robin Williams, and then they die, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I guess they weren't very happy. It just shows, if you need help, seek help. Don't let it get the best of you. So being a nice guy, I took the shifts because it's a little extra money, but it was more importantly just to help out because I didn't, I really like the person who is dealing with these things, and I just didn't want the staff to suffer and get mad as a result of this. It's not her fault necessarily, so no. There we go. Look at him, blue hat. So I took some extra shifts, and that's why I haven't been able to make as many videos. So that combined with Thanksgiving, because I lost a chunk of Sunday, like these extra times. I worked Sunday, I worked Tuesday, extra hours. So I'm just unfortunate. I just haven't had time to make the videos this week. I set aside a certain amount of time per week to make videos, and those don't look like pants. No, you don't have blue. I'll leave you out with the blue. So I just didn't have time because I just took on unexpected hours. yeah, so just help out my work. Monday was good. We had Thanksgiving dinner here, and it was good. I had my in-laws come. I made turkey. My turkey's really good. Basically, I just, take the Paula Deen approach. When in doubt, add butter. Butter makes things good. And it turned out awesome. I was really proud with the way that it turned out again, because I think I make a good turkey. So that was cool. And I had a good time just catching up with the in-laws and stuff, trying to plan. My wife and I are trying to plan Christmas already, because anybody out there knows who has to spend time split between families. It's hard. It's all based on availabilities and stuff. And on top of that, all my family lives hours and hours away. Some of them live 4 or 5 hour drive away. So we got to plan, and we're trying to plan this out right now. And I think it'll be a successful planning this year. Last year we had some snafus. But, so that's good, and we planned that. And then, what else? Yeah, it was just good. And then Tuesday came, and Tuesday kind of sucked because, I took that extra shift, right? So I was on my way to work, and, I should backtrack a little bit. And, about the turkey as well. Yeah, so turkeys are good. And one of the reasons why I like to cook turkey, but I'm always obsessed with don't food poison your people, because when I was a kid, I ended up in the hospital with such severe food poisoning from my grandmother. She was the sweetest old lady. She passed away a couple years ago. But she loved to cook Thanksgiving turkey every year, and my family would gather at her house for Thanksgiving turkey, and it was good. But one year she realized that she needed more turkey, and my grandmother, unfortunately, was not the best cook, and she kind of thought that cooking times were based on the animal and not the size of the animal. So she thought, turkey, 3 hours, regardless of how big the turkey was. So when I was a kid, it was her first year cooking a larger turkey. She went up by about 50%. I think she went from a 10-pound to a 15-pound turkey or something like that when I was a kid. Either way, she increased the size significantly. And she didn't change the cooking time accordingly, because she figured, turkey is turkey. Cook it for the same amount of time. And yeah, so evidently my sister and I were the only ones who got really hit hard, but we got hit really hard. We both ended up in the hospital with such severe food poisoning from my grandmother's turkey. And I don't know how, but apparently it happened twice. And my question to my parents is, what happened that second time? Who didn't trust? Why didn't you guys just tell my grandmother to cook the turkey longer or something? But yeah, apparently I ended up in the hospital once, and almost had to go a second time. My sister ended up twice. And so ever since then, I've always been paranoid, especially around turkey, whenever I'm preparing it, to make sure don't food poison your guests, because that's not cool. Now I'm going to do the whole blue. Sorry, Rubik's running around. So, yeah. But the turkey did not food poison anybody. I take the right precautions and everything. I cook correctly. I don't cook the turkey regardless of the size the same amount of time. But that's awesome. And to this day, it's one of my favorite stories that we always talk about my grandmother, how her cooking. She was known for don't trust her meats, and you can't drive after eating any of her desserts because they have so much alcohol in them. So, that was funny. And then, and then Tuesday rolled around. And Tuesday kind of sucked really, really, really badly, because we started noticing that Monday night, Mandy Mandy started acting a little funny. She wasn't as happy as she normally is, or sassy. You know, she's a very sassy cat. Has anybody seen Ask Mandy? I've only got a couple episodes of it. Could tell you, she likes to talk. She's very talkative. She loves to eat. She loves food, and she wasn't eating, and she wasn't happy, and she was very lethargic, just laying in front of the fireplace. We thought that's odd. So we took her to my wife took her to the vet on Tuesday, a few hours before I had to go to work. So I didn't go because just in case it took a little long, but it should have been done way before I went. And hours go by, and she never called me back, and my wife never called me back, or never, let me know what was going on. So I tried calling her. She wouldn't answer her phone. But it's like, all right, well, I have to go to work. I have to get ready and go to take this extra shift that I took from my coworker. And just as I'm leaving for work, literally, I'm on my way out the door, and my wife calls me up in tears and tells me that, Mandy unfortunately has kidney failure. And the vet didn't know if she would survive the night. It was severe, they said, severe kidney failure. But they didn't take into consideration that, and I reminded them of this, that Mandy was recently on painkillers for her legs. So I just happen to know a bit about medications and stuff. So I know that particular one can potentially cause short-term renal failure if it's a side effect. But nonetheless, the vet herself didn't know if Mandy would survive the night, and obviously my wife was quite sad, and that made me sad as well because I like Mandy a lot, And I know she's just a cat, but she's our cat, and everyone knows who has a pet. It doesn't matter, that they're just an animal. You care for them. I don't have any kids, and they're the closest things that I have to kids are my pets. One day I'll have kids. It's not that I don't want kids, but I love that cat. She's awesome. I love that cat, and it really depressed me. And then I had to go work a 9-hour shift, knowing that by the time I was done my shift, there was a chance, according to the vet, that my cat would not be alive by the end of it. And that really bummed me out. I just, it was just coincidence. I took the shift, and then, so the whole day I was feeling like crap because, I didn't want my cat to, obviously animals do pass away. They don't live as long as, unless you have a parrot or something. Some animals will outlive you. But, it was just really sad, because I didn't, it went from all of a sudden Mandy, like 2 days, the day before, Mandy was happy and acting all nice and everything, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, and then your cat might need to be put down or may not even survive the night, and so that really sucked. And I came home and I just spent the time with my wife that night after my shift. I didn't bother making any videos because just priorities. You don't choose. I love making videos, and obviously, I love making the videos. Obviously, this is my favorite job I've ever had. But you can't, go and make videos instead of spending time with your wife, who's extremely sad about your cat. That's just not. It's not the correct thing to do, right? I have to be a supportive husband. So that night, I just didn't make any videos. I didn't work on anything. I just spent the time with my wife, and we both really just, really hoped that Mandy would make it. Because no one, no one wants to, bury their pets. Sorry, Rubik just knocked the camera, so I just restarted the take. Yeah, you know, it sucks. And I know it's like a first world problem, but seriously, you know, any of you who have pets out there, you know it. You know what I feel. Really sucked. But Mandy did survive the night. The next morning, we talked to the vet, and they said she was still alive. Her kidney levels, or whatever kidney level of some sort, had gone down, which is good, but it hadn't gone down significantly. They are still quite alarmed, and there's no right at that point. They're trying to essentially distinguish between long-term renal failure, kidney failure, which you know, it means just her kidneys are shutting down and she's in trouble, or is it just short-term renal failure as a result of this medication? And they couldn't rule out either at the moment because her levels should have gone down much more than they did. And obviously then we didn't know what to expect. You know, we just kept being updated every now and then. And yeah, but then that day she survived. Like she obviously didn't pass away that day, because otherwise, you know, this story would have been really sad. But she didn't die. She got better slowly but surely. We went and picked her up today. I was gonna say yesterday, but no, today's Thursday. We went and picked her up this morning, about an hour ago, and so Mandy is still okay. She's alive. Her levels still haven't gone down to the point where they are they're normal, but she's in the high range as opposed to the deadly high range, which is good, you know. And so it's been a crazy week, but she's alive. Mandy is still with us, and so right now we have to watch her. And right now, Brooke is in there. You know, my wife is in there, just chilling with the cat. And I'm filming again. As I said, now that she's okay, I feel a little bit better filming. It's just, I know it's just, again, it's a cat, but it's not just a cat, you know. These pets are members of our family, and yeah. So it's been a really tough week, you know. I lost my computer, which pales in comparison to losing Mandy, obviously. So if Mandy, you know, if anything happened to Mandy, yeah. But my computer that I render stuff on got toasted for a few days. And when that combined with the Mandy thing, I just haven't been able to put out many videos this week, not even in the warp. And so it shows me two things. Number one, I got to start getting ahead in my videos. I don't regret not making that many videos because I had to prioritize things, you know. I can only work so much on stuff. And I really love making videos, obviously. But, so today, yeah, that's why. Today's Thursday now, and the videos are starting to come back again. And I'm going to spend today and tomorrow probably catching up. I have a couple hours tomorrow that I could probably make a couple videos as well. Maybe Q&J, but Q&J will probably be rendering and then come out on Saturday. That way this video, as I said, this video is probably going to come out on Friday. So if it comes out on Friday, you know, so be it. Because it's getting late. It's, what time is it now? It's almost 7. Sun's starting to go down. Or, yeah, so. What a week, you know. But here, there were definitely some higher points in my week. Thanksgiving was good, but I want to talk. You know, last week my video was about thanks because you know I am grateful. Not everybody can make a living doing what they love, and you know I'm painting a miniature right now, and it's not like I'm going to get rich off painting this miniature or anything, but I get to make a video of it, and that's awesome. You know, when people watch the videos, you guys paint with me, and I was a bit behind on my emails because my computer was toast, and I'm on a side note, I'm kind of the obsessive type that when I was trying to work on it forever, and I spent way too much time trying to work on my computer. But so I was a bit behind on my emails. So I opened up my Jaded Productions email, and there was a good 6 or 7 emails from viewers, and some of them were just, you know, questions of the, you know, I have some good relationships with some viewers that I just answer some questions and, you know, help them out when they need be. But a couple of them were just really awesome, sincere emails from people. I'm not gonna drop any names because you know, I want to keep it anonymous, obviously. But just some really cool, awesome emails. A couple of them were like paragraphs upon paragraphs, and it really quasi cheered me up. It really did, because for a second I forgot about my troubles and stuff, you know. And it really was awesome, you know. And I just last month it was on thanks, and so people decided that it was a good time to thank me, and that's just awesome. It feels amazing when viewers take time out of their days to write you and say thank you. You know, words cannot describe how awesome it feels, and it felt amazing. So of course I responded back to them, thanking them as well, because it was just really cool of them to do that. It was really cool of them. So yeah, I always claim that I have the best viewers ever, and I never doubted it, and I believe it wholeheartedly. You know, I believe that I have the best viewers ever, and once again I sincerely thank all you people for the support that I've gotten, and for the continued support, because my channel just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's awesome, you know. And Rubik's having a lot of fun with this ball. But what was I saying? Yeah, just I have awesome viewers. I'm going to step away from the camera for just a second to plug back in the power cord, because Rubik just unplugged my camera. He's a funny little dude. There we go. Alright. Now the camera won't die on me. Yeah, so it's been a trying week, but they happen, you know. Not every week is awesome. Not every week goes the way it's planned. And just, it's all about support and helping with these things together, you know. I support my wife through the entire thing. She supports me through this, and my viewers support me, you know, with their thoughts, and it's just awesome. So yeah, those are definitely the highlights. So it's been an up and down week. But that's why I haven't got much painting done. I haven't got much done this week. It's just sometimes, you know, you don't get... and on top of that, I'm losing my voice. And sometimes you just don't get as much done as you want, but you keep going. That's my mentality. Try not to get yourself down. just keep going. So right now, I'm thankful today. It started off rocky. Today we didn't know. Today actually, the vet talked to us and said that depending on the levels at the time where we went, we have the option of picking her up, but sometimes they may not let her go if her levels were too high. So we didn't know if we'd be able to bring her home today. So, let's get some more paint. But she's here, and that is awesome. Sorry, bit of a break here, texting. All right, yeah, and I'm excited to these grots. I built these grots a little bit ago, and they're such a cool, as I said, they're such a cool little kit that I'm excited to put them on the battlefield. They are going to be, they have so much character. They're 3 points apiece. 3 points. So. Yeah, they're gonna be cool. I can't wait. I definitely want to go order another package of them because they're not that expensive. Oops. They're not that expensive, and they're fun. Like, they're very cool to paint. I'm surprised I've gone a long time without using them. My Orca lists tend to be very similar because I love cans. And I've never tried Grots, so an army of Grots would kind of be fun. I was thinking, though, eventually, I think it'd be kind of fun to do an all-Grot army, where except for my HQ, because there's no Grot HQs, but bring Grot tanks, Grot killicans, and then just Grots for troops. And an all-Grot army wouldn't be very expensive to do. Oh, sorry, financial-wise it'd be, because I just have to buy all the Grot tanks. But, it wouldn't be, like, these guys don't take up many points. So, like, with all the points I'm saving on troops, I could bring a lot of Grot tanks, and even if I brought 9 squads of Grots, like 9 squads of 10 Grots with a run herder, it's only 35 points. So 9 squads is 315 points. 315 points in troops. 15-point list, that leaves me 1,200 points to do whatever I want. And it's a lot of killicans and Grot tanks, because Grot tanks I believe are fast attack. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure they're fast attack. So I could take, for my heavy support, 12 killicans. I guess I have to take 18, but I don't know if I have 8. I have 12 right now, so 12 would be good. 12 killicans. And then for the rest of my points, just fill up with Grot tanks. Grot tanks are cool. They're like fast killicans that are slightly weaker. They have the same guns, same ballistic skill and everything, but I believe they're armor 10 around. So they're a little bit weaker, because Grot tanks themselves are armor 11 in the front. Good. That's where the focus is, right there. Good. So, yeah. I find these painting sessions are quite interesting because I feel like I almost come off as the opposite of what I do in battle reports or something. I'm pretty calm and just chilled and talking like this, but I can't really be hyper in painting. It would be kind of funny. Yes, let's paint! No, that'd be kind of... What else? I've been finally able to rearrange my schedule so that next week I'm definitely going to go and hang out with the Peterborough Gaming Club. That's cool. Slowly integrating myself into the community, which is awesome, because then I can, get some more battle report opponents and meet people, make some friends. All's good. There we go. Next color's done. Look at this. We're kicking butt. Grots. The sad thing is, though, all these Grots combined are only worth a combined like 30 points. So this, if I was to do 1,000 points in a month, I need to paint over 30 points a day. And these 10 guys combined are less than that total. But that's cool. They're gonna be, as I said, they're gonna be fun on the battlefield. So now I'm gonna use the next brown. And now I'm gonna use Mornfang Brown. Mornfang Brown is probably one of my favorite browns. I like it. It's a deep, reddish brown. Comes off nicely. It's great for leather, I find. If you are trying to emulate leather. Sorry, I missed a spot of blue on this guy, so I'm just going to go back in. Good. Come on. We're good to go. Keep going. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Mornfang Brown is great for mimicking the colors of leather. So if you want, I recommend like this plus Agrax Earthshade. If you're using GW shades, then you're in great shape. They're really good for leather. And eventually I would like to find more battle report opponents for 40k. 40k especially. 40k is my priority, but I will eventually as well, I'm looking as well for War Machine and Hordes, because it is also a game that, people really want to see War Machine and Horde battle reports. They don't get as many views. They're definitely not as popular as 40k. But it's a pretty good game. I personally still prefer War Machine, not War Machine, Warhammer 40k to War Machine or Hordes. But it's still a pretty good game. And I do have a bit of an army. I have probably 60-something points painted. Probably 60-something. A normal tournament is either 35 for a small tournament or 50 for a standard tournament. Look at him. Maybe I should paint the straps. Yeah, I'll paint the straps as well brown. Yeah, that's, they just announced a new Man, all the interruptions today. It's okay. That was actually my other work, trying to call me. but I'm not available when they were trying to call me in. So, no, I said. Distractions. This guy. These little Grots, they're so cool. I like painting them. What else is new? Exciting. Not a whole lot at the moment. Yeah, this painting challenge has been quite successful so far, I found. I've been painting, a lot of guys, and that's good. Every guy I paint is a guy I don't need to paint again. You know what I mean? And I could probably do this every month, as long as I don't burn out or something, but as long as I could do this every month probably for like a year, and probably still not run out of models at the rate I have collected them. And that's the thing, collecting models is obviously a lot easier than painting them. That happens to a lot of people, including myself, where you see a model and you're like, oh, I want that. The rules are cool, the model looks cool. And then you buy it. And then you see another one, and then you buy it. And then all of a sudden you look and you're like, oh, I have a lot of models. But I have not painted many of them. I really should paint them. And then you go, oh yeah, I'll paint them. And then, it doesn't happen. So, but it's okay. This painting challenge has really helped me get some models painted. That's good. And these guys are going to be in battle reports in the future. And it'll all be good. Increases the battle reports. And quality also increases in the battle reports. Better painted miniatures make better battle reports. They really do. They have such a better feel to them. They have it gives a much more epic look at the battlefield. And these Grots are hilarious. I really should pick up 2 or 3 more kits of them, because they're only 35 points for a pack of 10, and I know they do die relatively easy. You stick them in cover, and they get, whatever cover save, 5 up or 4 up, and that's essentially what keeps them alive. But then, they're not that much harder to kill than Orc Boys, essentially, because Orc Boys only have a 6-up save. These guys are toughness 3, I know, but as opposed to toughness 4 of Orcs. But a lot of the time, most guns are going to be killing pretty much just as easy on each of them. I think that's a piece of cloth too. Leg, cloth, yeah. Better fix that after. So, and they're quite detailed little dudes. So, cool stuff. Look at him. He's done. Remember when batch painting, clean off your brush frequently? Because it really does add up, on your brush. And luckily, the details are so small that it's all good. Let's keep painting. I hope people out there in YouTube land, your challenges to yourself are going just as well as my challenges to me. I'm slightly behind, but I'm not upset about that because I'm going to work hard, you know, and as many models I get done, because it's hard when you have to, you don't have enough time, you don't paint as many as you want. Simple as that. But look at this, it's just the number of models themselves, like the boys I painted alone were about 50. So in the end, I could definitely see myself painting almost 70 models in a month. So that's not bad at all. You know, in a year that would be a lot of models, 840. Some months will be more than others. As I said, like if this challenge was gray nights, it wouldn't be that much. It would be like, I think 15 models was my 1,000 points of gray nights. Oops. As a brown noser. There we go. I think that plate should be metal. And I'm just going to do the same color scheme as I am for my my work boys. That way they match, and it's all one coherent army. At one point I was thinking about collecting like a second, what do they call it? Tribes of orcs? Clans. Oh, there's no stick here. Made a mistake. Went a little too thick with my lines. Another clan, but I decided just to stay with the Death Skulls. Death Skulls are my favorite clan. So, might as well stay with them. Scarston Creek. You know, they're hilarious. They steal. They're very, Scottish appearance. They like the blue. Blue's my favorite color. So, they're my favorite. There we go. It looks pretty good. I'm just going to go to my normal tabletop standard with these guys because they're just grots, right? I'm not going to, especially when I'm doing this painting challenge, I can't really paint them to, a high standard. That'd be kind of cool though, having like grots painted to a really incredibly high standard. Go to a tournament, have the nicest painted army there. I think I would if I do one day when I get my Grot list complete, then I'm definitely going to take it to any tournament that will allow the Grot list. Because that would be just too much fun. Coming in like, everything is Grots. Whole army of orcs at ballistic skill 3. Ooh. Quasi-reliable shooting. Yeah, I once saw a guy who at this tournament called War Masters that I used to play at every year, and the guy used to bring consistently every year when he played in singles like 270 grots. It would just be moving trays of grots on in Gretchen, just on movement trays, and basically most of his games I'm pretty sure ended in a draw because he couldn't really win with them. He couldn't kill a lot of things with them, basically. But he did tie up everything. So a lot of the time it would just be a draw or whoever, back then it wasn't First Blood. This was back in 5th edition. But it was pretty funny because he would just tie up his opponents the whole game because, you know, like a giant monster creature would move in, and then he had that back then it was different rules, but you had, if you took the Grot guy, there's a thing that you could do that just automatically passed your, I think it was the Grot Hound, that you could automatically pass your leadership tests, but you just ate a couple Grots. These days now it's a reroll, I'm pretty sure. That's what I was looking for. So, it was pretty funny. And they're coming on. Look at this. They're coming along quite well. The skin did turn out a little flat, but I'm okay with it. I used an airbrush. Try to give it some quick colors. I think they'll look pretty good when the final shade is on. I need some more paint. Sorry, it's my arm shot. Yeah, I'm excited just for, you know, the next month I'll probably do another challenge, another painting challenge. As I said, I'm going to probably eliminate orcs because I've just spent a month painting orcs, and the other armies need some love too. And then I'm thinking 1 month I'll do War Machine and Hordes, because I don't think that vote will ever go War Machine or Hordes. Or maybe, see, maybe it'd be a better idea just to do 1,000, like Necron Member, as people have been suggesting. Try to get 2,000 points of Necrons, or a 1,500 point list of Necrons in a month. I think I could do it. I do have some models here that have been painted for tutorials and stuff that would add up in points pretty easily, and it'd be cool. That would be kind of cool. So like Orktober, Necron-vember, Orktober, sorry, Necron-vember. People are like, what about the Grey Knights? Yeah, Grey Knights got a lot of votes too. They were the second place in this month's painting challenge. So, we'll see. But I've been painting actually some Grey Knights just because the warp has been awesome. By the way, you know, obviously if you want to go check out the warp, feel free. I'm not going to pressure anybody to join the warp or anything. But in the warp, people kept recommending, people wanted to see a Dreadnought tutorial. So, ooh, that's really bright. Let's just balance that out. Let's just see how that looks. Maybe I'll do that at the end, just to bring a little more detail in them. Looks pretty good. Another one done. This is going along well. I'm going to probably end it soon because this video is getting really long. But it's okay. This is just take long to render. And now that I got my rendering computer done, yay! I'm just glad it will work again. Yeah, Necron member would be a good idea. Another army. I really do want to get another studio army because, and I do have several options. I have Space Wolves here from the Stormclaw set. I have Imperial Fists, or I have Space Marines in general, which could either be Storm Wardens or Imperial Fists, depending on, because Storm Wardens look really cool. I'm thinking Imperial Fists because frankly, I love blue, but if you love a color so much and you use it in all the things, you don't really grow, as a painter. I think yellow, if I do an entire army of yellow, I will really become proficient at yellow. Because blue is a relatively easier color to... Plus, it'd be cool having, Lysander. I really like Lysander. He is good. And Space Marines aren't really going anywhere. Rules-wise, Necrons... I am worried that I'm going to build a Necron list, and then in 2 codices, because the next one's pretty much solidified as Blood Angels. And Blood Angels could be as early as November. So that would put a January Necron release, potentially. So, but then again, if I build Necrons, they're still going to be good. I could just adapt to the next one, get some new models. Good. Look at him. He is looking cool. Another one done. So next week, I'm going to have these guys painted. My Orc Boys will be done. And I'll be working on either kilocans. That is definitely a part of the challenge I want to get, is 3 more cans done. Because I want to do a 12 can list. 2 squads of cans, and I'm working on it. That'd be kind of fun. And the cans are next, I guess. And then Warboss maybe? I don't know. I'd really like to get a shock attack gun. Maybe I should go pick up a shock. Then again, I saw in Kijiji, I did put in an offer for a guy on a couple items the other day. I think he'll take my offer, including a Big Mac with a shock attack gun. I will have to repaint it because it's not well painted at all. So that'd be good. And a couple other small items, but Big Mac would be nice because there we go. Look at him. Rounds are done. Big Mac would be awesome with a shock attack gun. Also, I want to get the new Big Mac kits. And then make some bike dudes. Biker mechs would be awesome. Because then they just give everyone a really nice cover save. This guy reminds me of an old Fraggle. Gobo. Alright, so I'm probably going to end it here. Because I think the video is getting a little long. And it's going to take hours to render. But thank you. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Thank you so much. Here, back on me. Whoop. So, that brings the end to this week's Let's Paint with Jay. I really hope you enjoyed it. I didn't want to bum you out too much, but I just want to fill you in on my week. It's been a trying week. But things are getting better, and that's what matters. Things are looking up for once. And, well, not for once. I mean, things are looking up. And that's what I'm going to try to keep positive. Dealing with what life hands me. It's all good. And it's thanks to you guys that I'm able to remain positive a lot of the time. So thank you so much once again. Thank you for the letters of awesomeness. And just thank you for everything. So I really hope you enjoyed this Let's Paint with Jay. And I hope you got some stuff done. So stay tuned for next week where I'm going to keep working on stuff and get this painting challenge to fruition. So next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting.